Hey everybody. I am going to wait a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to kind of be quiet for a couple minutes, or probably not be quiet because I'll probably be saying hi to everyone that's coming on. But if you're watching this recording, just fast forward a little bit because I'm going to wait a couple, probably like 2 minutes maybe, just to make sure some people get on before I start. And in the meantime, I'm going to turn down volumes, turn off my phone. Hey everybody hopping on. I'll get started in a couple of minutes. Hey Amber. Give me about 60 more seconds and I'll get started. We're going to wait for some people to hop on here. And I'm going to finish up my notes while we wait. Or maybe I'll pick out all these crazy hairs. I can't. That's a little harder to do. Oh well, I'll fix that later. I hope everybody's having an awesome day. Hey Laura, hey Tamara. I just finished packing for the cruise, and I know some of you, I see some of you on here that will be with me. Actually, I have some teammates. Tamara is going to be with me on the cruise. I'm excited to see everybody. And for those of you that didn't earn the cruise, please earn the next incentive trip so you can go with us. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. So, hey Cindy, hey Tabitha, hey Valanya, I think I said that right, Valanya. Oh, I hope I didn't screw up your name too bad. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm packed for my trip. No makeup because we're doing a red eye, so I'm pretty excited to get to Barcelona and to see everybody and experience some new things, put some new places in my passport. So I am Andy Teeter. I'm a superstar director with Scentsy. I'm a new superstar director. I just promoted last fall, and I have been with Scentsy since August of 2012. I started just for a little bit of income, which I'll get into in a little bit, and it has blossomed into this. See how crazy it is when you have a passion for something and you go forward with it. Crazy things can happen, right? I hate doing this because I always feel like it's bragging, but somebody once told me that you need to tell people what you've accomplished in order for them to take you seriously. So I will tell you guys that I'm proud that I've earned annual sales and mentor every year. I do earn a very substantial income with Scentsy, and it's been a lot of work, but a lot of fun work. And I want to share some of my secrets here with you today. Thank you, Edie, for having me. I really appreciate doing these trainings. If I can bless just one person in this journey, then I'm happy. So I'm really excited to be here. And if you guys want to learn more about me, you can go to my YouTube. I don't need to sit here and talk about me the whole time. So I started to sell Scentsy in a small town. I didn't own Scentsy. I was very different from a lot of people. I didn't even know how it worked. I saw my friend Steffi selling Scentsy, and she was going on free trips, and I was like, you know what, if I can pay my Jeep Wrangler, and because I had a new car, if I can make that payment and I can go on free trips, I'd be stoked, right? I started at a time when I didn't know this then, but I started in a time when Scentsy was going through a natural business slump, so they were in a dip when I started in 2012. I didn't know that though. Let's see, I was in a small town. I didn't know anybody. We're military. I had just moved. The list goes on and on, guys. I could have had a million excuses, right? But I didn't, which we're going to talk about today a little bit because y'all know, some of you, I love to excuse bust because I just I think that excuses hold too many people back, right? So first of all, why did I join Scentsy? Why did I pick Scentsy? All these other companies are out there. They're so new and ground floor. Well, guess what? Scentsy's still ground floor. And Scentsy has actually made it past where other companies haven't. So I'm glad I didn't start with one of those other companies that were supposedly new and upcoming, because they've since closed. So I wouldn't have a business. I wouldn't have an income right now. Scentsy is consumable. You can sell it to men and women. It is a wonderful company. We have a wonderful home office, wonderful CEOs, Heidi and Orville, and what's not to love? Scentsy is, in my opinion, the best company in direct sales. And trust me, I researched a lot before I joined. So what I'm going to go over with you today are the secrets that I have found for myself and others who have helped them succeed. And I'm hoping you'll take these tools and the things that I say forward in the next 6 months, and you can achieve your promotions, your free trips, your whatever desire you have, your paycheck, because it's possible. It's very possible. So like my friend Jen Anderson said the other night, she did a training for us, and she's like, no matter what you want to make $50 a month or 500 or 50,000 or 20,000 a month. Yes, I said a month, guys. It is possible, because there are those of us that are making a very high income every month. So whatever you want to do, I know it's big, bad, and scary, but if it's not big, bad, and scary, in my opinion, it's not even worth it, right? So here's what I found. I wrote down kind of a list. We all know I'm a little squirrely, so I'm going to try really hard to stick with my list. It is a little bit bounce back and forth, but that was my husband, Josh, that walked by. He's pretty excited to go on his free trip to the Mediterranean. He woke up, I think, at like 5 this morning, and he says it was because of a bird outside, but I think he's just excited to go on his free cruise. So the bird was annoying, though. So here's what I found. The people that do well in this business are positive, they're friendly, they're not know-it-alls on Facebook arguing with everybody. Okay, number one. Is it okay to have an opinion? Heck yeah, it's okay to have an opinion. You guys probably know I'm very opinionated, and I probably said some things that I shouldn't on Facebook. And you can totally call me out on that, because I know I have. But it's very important, because we're business owners, and how we conduct ourselves in public and online is really important, because if we're complaining about not having money and we're selling Scentsy and we're telling people that they should join our team because they should, you know, they can earn extra money, and then we're complaining about not being able to pay for something. I mean, there's a line, I get it, to authenticity, which you guys know I love. Well, some of you know I'm big, like, we have to be authentic, but at the same time, we're business owners, guys. Like, sometimes you just got to keep your opinions to yourself, especially when it is about religion and politics. Do not discuss it on social media. Don't get in arguments, because you're representing your business. Scentsy's not your brand. You're your brand, okay? So they're positive and friendly, and they're people that push past fear. And if you listen to me before, I talk about that fear monster on your shoulder constantly getting in our way, constantly. That fear monster has been there since we were little kids, when we had people telling us that we were fat, we were not smart, we couldn't do things. We were telling ourselves these things because we heard other people say that. And then this little monster is on our shoulder, constantly tells us in adulthood that we cannot do things because we're not smart enough, skinny enough, blonde enough, tall enough, white enough, whatever the norm is in your head that makes you think you can't do things. Well, guess what? It's not the norm. We're all different. We're men, women. Some of us are gay and lesbian. Some of us are black and purple. Some of us are big and small. And guess what? When you go to a Scentsy event, you see everyone there, and they're successful. You don't have to be blonde hair, you know, and 100 pounds to do well at Scentsy. And I'm telling you guys this because I know you guys see a lot of people in Scentsy that you look up to and you think, oh, I don't look like this, I'm not going to succeed, or I'm not this type of person. Be yourself. Find your own tribe. I don't want you to be like anybody else. Please don't, because you're not going to attract people when you're trying to be like somebody else. You're not. Those people do not make excuses. So they don't make excuses. They don't have negative talk in their head. And if they do, they shoot it down really, really quick. Boom, guy on your shoulder, done. He's not going to sit there and tell me not to talk to that person in the elevator because that person's going to think I'm stupid. I don't care what that guy says on the shoulder anymore, or whatever that is, the monster. I don't know if mine's a dude or a chick, who cares, but they're gone, right? People that are successful do what they say they're going to do most of the time. And I say most of the time because we're not all going to hit our goals all the time. I have not hit all my goals all the time, but I have most of the time. So, oh, sorry guys, I'm not keeping up with the comments, and I will come back to the comments, I promise, on this long plane ride. I will probably come back and read everything. So, no negative. If we fail, we get back up, right? Don't blame your team, your sponsor, your upline, your customers, the area that you live in. Your hair's bad and frizzy that day. There are no excuses. It's you. It's you. It's not Scentsy. And do I have bad days? Look, Steffi can tell you as my sponsor, she is my sounding board, and there are days I get mad at Scentsy, I get mad at team, I get mad whoever. Yes, I'm not saying that you can't vent. Just don't do it on Facebook. Don't do it to your downline. Tell your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, whoever, your direct upline, your sponsor, because guess what? A year from now, you're not going to remember that something sold out and you were pissed off at Scentsy, okay? So it's no reason to quit your business. That is absolutely absurd. I've seen some people on the trip page, they're like, I'm never going to earn a trip again because Scentsy screwed up my reservation or they took too long. And I'm like, peace out. I'll be earning trips. I don't care what they do. I'm going on free vacations. So whatever, y'all, you're crazy. So we all have health issues, and tell you a little bit about me. I will share because I'm very open, and I always tell you guys I have horrible anxiety. Right now, I could probably jump into a panic attack because flying away from my children gives me anxiety. I could jump into a panic attack at any moment. I'm unmedicated, so I'm a hot mess. I have 18 tumors on my kidney. They're benign, so it's okay, guys. Guys, we all have health issues. We all have busy lives, and we all, you know, a lot of us live in small towns. A lot of us have, you know, whatever. But I'm going to talk about the busy lives thing in a little bit. So a lot of people out here, they're like, oh, she's just lucky. She's just lucky. Well, sometimes it has to do with luck. I will say that, you know, every once in a while, but you can create your own luck. And you're like, how do you do that? Well, I'm going to give you a list of things that you can do to create your own luck. Because remember, if we think things in our head, they usually come true. If we put ourselves into situations to make them happen, they're going to come true. So how do we create our own luck? Be prepared. Have samples, have join packets, catalogs, or whatever. I'll tell y'all a secret. I have used, so I'm prepared in a way, and I'm sharing this with you not to tell you to not have things if you like carrying them around, but I have a little purse, and sometimes I just carry catalogs, and I'll give them to people, and I'll be like, and this is a great way to get their information back, right? I will give the catalog to the person if we're talking about Scentsy, and I'll say, hey, let me find you on Facebook, or let me get your address, and I will drop you a sample in the mail or on your porch or whatever. That is a great way, because you're not giving it to them then. They want that free gift, so they're going to give you their information, or you can find them on Facebook. If you're not getting information from people and you're just handing stuff out and you're just posting stuff on Facebook, your business is not going to go to the level that you want it to. So what you see on Facebook that some of us do is only a very small portion. If you're handing out catalogs and samples to every single day, guess what? Only 1% of those people will actually come back to you. But guess what? You can multiply by 10 how successful you are by getting their information back and following up with people. Because again, everybody has busy lives. Sometimes they throw away things. Sometimes they forget about you. Number 2, personal growth every day. So I'm going to go in at the end here in a couple of minutes and tell you what a normal day looks like for me. And personal development is always part of it, right? So personal growth, personal development every day. And I'll explain what that is if you don't know in a little bit. Your attitude is number 3. You're not going to have good luck if you have a bad attitude. We just talked about that. If you're being negative every day, you're complaining every day, woe is me, it's not going to happen. Surround yourself with people that are positive, that are go-getters. Yes, sometimes it can be hard because those of us that are, everybody has a strong personality. Sometimes we butt heads, but you need to surround yourself with those kinds of people to be successful. And you create opportunity. So again, I'm going to go over that in a little bit, how we can create opportunity for ourselves, but you can create opportunity for yourself. You don't have to wait for anybody else to do it. Scentsy's not going to hand it to you, but you can create it. And then take action. So we're going to go over this again, but I'm just giving you this list. Take action in whatever you're doing. So you say you're going to do something, you're going to download the Maven app, or you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Do it. Take action now, now, now. Not Monday, not next month. You want to lose 10 pounds. Take action now. No starting till Monday. Now. Start now. That's what successful people do. We don't wait. We don't wait till the right time. The right time is never. It's like having kids, right? Track what you do. So here's the thing. If you want to be, let's say, for example, I've been working out hardcore. Got a little bit of muscle there. I mean, you can see it just a little bit, you know, see a little pop. But I started a month and a half ago, and am I done my journey? No, it's going to be a long journey, but I want to be the strongest I've ever been. It's not about being skinny, it's about being strong. So I want to look the strongest I've ever looked in my life. I'm 40 years old and I'm ready, right? So what have I done? And this relates to our business here. I've tracked everything. I track every single piece of food that goes in my mouth. I track what I'm doing. I have this awesome Versa that my husband got me for Mother's Day that tracks all my calories, it tracks all my steps, everything, right? So when we want to lose weight, people are always like, oh, I can't lose weight because of this or that. Guess what? It's just eating less calories and exercising more. That's it. There's no pill or shake or whatever. That's it. Right? That is it. I'm telling you guys. So if you track your business, you can have success too. And how do we track our business? So if you have a goal of $2,000 a month, you break it down. That would be 2 parties a week. And you always have plan B, C, and D lined up. Okay? Because we all know they fall through. Even though we don't want them to, they fall through. So we track what we're doing every day. And guess what we'll find out, guys? We'll find out that our butts are on Facebook too much. We say it's working, but it's really sometimes not. We're on Facebook too much. We are watching too much TV. We are doing things that are not revenue generating, like making cute samples into unicorns or whatever. And look, if that makes you happy, cool, do it. I'm not here. I'm big, big, big on not making people feel like what they're doing is wrong. If you find great joy in it, fine. I'm not organized and I'm cool with it. I'm not crafty and I'm cool with it. I try my best, but that stuff is not revenue generating and it's a waste of time. And like I said, we're all busy. We don't have time to make, you know, like, I don't have time to turn my wax into a building or whatever it is. Andy's hair. Okay, so we all have a choice. We all have a choice as to how busy we are. We control our own lives, okay? Scentsy has given us a wonderful tool to make things way easier. It's called Maven, and if you guys haven't tried it, you've got to download the app. Follow-ups are essential in this business, and Maven has made my life so much more streamlined. So Maven, we're using it for follow-ups. You have 30 days for free, I think, and then past that, I think we got a special deal. Sorry, I'm horrible at some things, and that's just it, knowing information like that. I probably should be better. But, again, superstar directors are just like you, just like everybody else. I don't want you guys to think that we're the all-knowing, which I'll get to that in a second too. So we all choose how busy we are in our lives. And a lot of it is because we are straight up control freaks. Control freaks. We have to do things because our husbands or wives or boyfriends or girlfriends can't do it as good as us. I'm here to tell you, you have to let go of control, okay? You have to have someone help you, guys, and you have to simplify your life. I tell you what, take this weekend, if you're going to be home, and declutter your home and get rid of all the stuff that you don't need, and you will see how great the feeling of simplifying your life is amazing. And you can do it with your business too. Quit doing things that don't help your business. So back on the track of superstar directors. So I know some of you, look and you're like, oh, they have it all together. Look, we all poop. We all have bad days. I guarantee you 3/4 of superstar directors pick their nose, and probably most of them eat it too. They're just like you. And I'm being goofy, but my point is, guys, we're all the same. We've all got the same opportunities. We're all people. We're all humans. And if you think when you see a superstar director or a star director or director at reunion and they're like acting, you perceive them to being something that maybe they think that they're better. A very small percentage might feel that way, but most of us deal with anxiety issues, and we feel like we're not good enough. So just come up and hug. Like, if you have somebody that you look up to and you go to reunion, go give them a hug, because there's only going to be one jerk out of 100. I guarantee you that the most of them are going to be like, thank God somebody embraced me. Okay. I'm not saying it's wrong to look up to people, but just know that they're normal people just like you. And we all started with a team of one. Okay, everybody started with a team of one. So with time, perseverance, and consistency, you can do it too. There's nothing different between you and them, or I guess me too. I'm a leader too. So I told you I was going to go into, I'm only going to take about 10 more minutes. I'm going to go into what a normal day for me looks like. Now, mind you, my normal day now is different from my normal day back then. My first 2 to 3 years, I hustled hardcore. And I'm not saying I don't hustle hardcore now, but I've learned to work smarter, not harder, which is why I want to share with you some of these things. But we're all in a different part of our journey. So then I had a child at home. I was trying to work my business whenever. I was taking events left and right. I was probably working 20, 30 hours maybe a week, but it was hardcore work. Like, I worked. But it's just like with anything. My husband was watching earlier this guy, and he was talking about like he's a singer, and he was talking about how like he has to hustle for 2 to 3 years, 5 years in order to get to the point where he can kind of sit back and somewhat relax and be able to express himself freely. And I really thought about our own business, and I was like, wow, that is true. Those of you that are in straight hustle mode, I know that it seems like you're never going to get to that point. You're never going to make it to wherever. But if you just keep going and you're consistent with your business and you don't let things get to you and negativity get to you, it will come about that there's a time, and I call it, you guys might see on Facebook, I call it Lady of Leisure. These days I work, but I also have time for leisure. I have a person that comes and gives me massages at home, and I have opportunities to go do things that I enjoy more than. So what my point is you might have to straight up hustle mode it for 3-5 years or whatever, but then once you get to a certain point, you still have to hustle, but it's different. So I want to give you guys that relief. If you are feeling a little bit stressed out, there is relief, and there are times when you need to hustle more than others. But and I will tell you, no matter what though, I always sell 2,000 and recruit 2 a month. Always. I'm never going to stop that, because I want to lead by example, and I want my team to see me doing things that I'm asking them to do. I don't want them to think I'm sitting back reaping rewards or whatever. So I just happened to look over, and you guys are talking about hugs. I like hugs too. So my sponsor and my very good friend Steffi, she doesn't like hugs, but I make her hug. So even if somebody doesn't like hugs, just kind of force them. I'm just kidding. Don't force them. I mean, I forced her, but we're good enough friends I can. Okay, so a typical day for me. First, I want to start by saying I go to Scentsy events. I don't have excuses. We're military. Childcare is hard sometimes. I don't care what it is. I am at a Scentsy event. Those that go, those that show up, go up. And it's true. I don't care what anybody says. I know some people complain and come up with excuses. Now look, if you're in the emergency room or you need to have surgery, I know you can't go, right? Like, it's cool, guys. But if it's the type of surgery that, you know, like you can put off for a little bit or whatever, you know, you've got to go to Scentsy events. Why? Because Scentsy events connect you with home office, and they connect you with other consultants. And I'm sorry, guys, but before I go into this, is really important. If you go to Scentsy events and you're not talking to other people and you're being negative and you're being aggressive, it's not cool. So if you're that type of person, I suggest you just don't come. To be honest, because it is a very positive environment, and we just don't need those, because we all know that one negative person can make a whole crowd feel negative. So if you are that kind of person, I don't know what you're doing in this business, but just you're not going to do well with your business. So there's no need to come to Scentsy events if you're going to be mean to others. Now, for those of you that are, most of you that are here that come to a Scentsy event, I want you guys to reach out to people. I want you guys to make it. So my mission that I started last year was to talk to people I didn't know on trips, at reunion, and really get to know them, because it is a blessing. We're not in competition with each other. And when you find that connection, some of my best friends are within Scentsy, and when you find that connection, it makes your business stronger, I promise you. And it brings you joy to be happy and to be positive. Do I say things that I probably shouldn't say? Do I talk about things I shouldn't talk about? Am I goofy? Yeah, that's part of me. I'm not going to change. But I will say that I'm always authentic, and if I'm speaking something, it's usually truth 99% of the time, because of course everybody has white lies sometimes. Like, I might tell you that my tan is real when it's really not, because we all know I probably spray tanned last night, but that's just a little white lie. So here is a typical day for me. I wake up, I don't get ready for the day. I do, and some people say you shouldn't do this, but I do I get out of my night clothes and I put yoga pants on most of the time. But I wake up, I get my kiddo off to school, because he is the most important thing to me, right? Which is why I set business hours. I do not go outside of my business hours. I was reading what Tamara said. See, this is why I don't read the comments. So I started Scentsy because of my family, and that's what's important to me overall. My family's the most important. So I work Scentsy when they're not here during the day, or when Keegan was small and he would take naps or whatever, I would work it then. I'm very big on that. And if your team gets mad at you for not answering their questions, hey, guess what? There's no Scentsy emergency out there. We're flameless. So, oh, by the way, if y'all are wondering, these are not real candles. They're fake, and they turn on using a little tea light that is fake. Just in case. I don't want y'all seeing me at reunion and being like, oh my God, you have candles in your house. How do you sell Scentsy? So I get Keegan off to school, and I immediately, now that I'm trying to be strong, I told you guys I'm really trying to be strong and work out, not to be skinny, but to be strong. I work out. So whether it's a 20-minute workout or a 40-minute workout, while I'm working out, I turn the volume down, because I always find a workout online, and I listen to, on my Alexa app, I listen, because I do Audible books. I don't have time to read books, guys. So I listen to my books while I'm working out, and that's my personal development. Right now, if you guys want a good book, which you might have seen it spreading, I got done 2 weeks ago reading Girl Wash Your Face. I can't remember the girl's name right now, but I can get it for you guys. That writes the book, but it's amazing, guys. Like, if you want a game changer, read or listen to that book for reals. I'm reading The Compound Effect tonight on our plane ride. Okay, so then I do follow-ups immediately. So then I get Maven up and running. I do my follow-ups. I follow up with people that say they wanted to join. I follow up with team to see how they're doing. I do any posting on Facebook or posting on team pages, stuff like that. I also put myself into situations every single day where I'm meeting people, either on social media, which if you want to know how I do that, find my YouTube or go over to Discover Your Aha Moments. I think I posted there too, how I meet people on social media. But I put myself into situations, whether I'm home or I'm out in public, that I'm meeting new people constantly, and I know how to contact them after I meet them. And I go about life, guys, just making friends and sharing Scentsy light and sharing light, okay? So there's no need to always be on the hunt and think, oh my gosh, I got to go out and recruit all these people. I've got to talk about Scentsy. It's not, it's more about talking about Scentsy, guys. It's about connecting with people, building relationships, making new friends, okay? And when you go out and do this in your day, your everyday, what you're going to find is that since you're thinking you're only out there just to meet friends and you're not thinking, oh my gosh, I have to recruit, your life gets easier, the stress gets easier, and naturally when you share your passion with people and they become your friends or acquaintances, they're going to see how awesome this is and they're going to want to join. Perfect example, I started a couple, what was it, 2 months ago, I had a 2-month period where I didn't recruit anybody and I was freaking out, right? Because we all have these moments. And I went to a retreat, Becca and Callie put on a retreat, and I went and I learned some things about myself that I did not know. And I won't go into that right now, but it was powerful. And what I learned was that I have anxiety because I take on other people's emotions, right? If you're around me and you're upset, it brings me down easily. And I get upset for you. I have great compassion, right? Which is a good, or what it was called, empathy. So I learned that I'm an empath, which, you know, I always thought an empath would be like somebody that's super sweet, that, you know, just caters to everybody. And that's not me. And especially in business, like I'm pretty hard-nosed. Like you ask my teammates and I'm like, no excuses. Psh. But if I have teammates that are struggling personally and I know they're not making up excuses, or I see somebody mistreating old people or kids or animals are a big thing for me. I really take on a lot of energy from people. So I've learned that, number one, all these feelings and these panicky anxiety feelings when I'm around you guys at reunion and I'm around, it's just me taking on all of your anxiety. And here's how this is good. It's kind of good because I can relate to other people well because of this ability. And I'm not looking at it now as a negative thing. It's an ability that I have that I'm able to connect with others better by having, right? So sometimes we need to go through a personal journey in order to be able to share a light. And you know what? Now I've been going out in public and I'm like, I don't look down, because, you know, when you have anxiety, you look down, you don't want to look at anybody. I look up, I say hi to people. I've talked to so many more people now. People are like drawn to me more. It's amazing when you're happy in your own life, how much your light can shine. So I put myself into positions. I have like chills all up and down me. Anyways, so I put myself into positions where I'm meeting new people every single day. My goal is to make 1 to 2 new friends a day, whether online or in public. So every single day, I'm not in this to take orders. I'm not in this business to take orders. I am in this business to, number one, get somebody to join my team, to persuade them. And I know I'm not saying, what I mean by persuasion is to share my light with them and want them to join me. It's not like talking them into it. That's not what I mean, because you can't talk people into it because they won't do well. So I want to get them to join. I want to get them to host parties. And then if they don't want to do either of those, I will take their order, even though that's my third option, right? I don't do this to take orders. I'm not in the business to take orders. It's working harder, not smarter. I'm not all about that, guys. I don't got time. Okay, so how do you do this? Well, you flip it. So somebody comes to me and they're like, hey girl, I want that warmer and 6 bars. And I'm like, dude, I love that warmer. You know, like I make conversation with them and I'm like, girl, you can get the bars for free and the warmer half off, or possibly free. And I know that you've been eyeing up that diffuser. If you have a party and just have 10 to 15, I say 10 to 15 people by, I don't even say party, gosh, I just lied to you guys. So I say if you have 10 to 15 people order, then you will get that diffuser or whatever for half off. And I always push, so I do not push $200 parties. I always push for more. Are they going to do more? No. But when I got into the frame of mind of, oh, well, you just need to do 200 to get it. When I got in the frame of mind of, girl, I know you want the most free stuff and half off stuff. So let me tell you what, a $500 orders total will get you this, 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 and this. Isn't that awesome? Look how much stuff you can get. Now, if they end up doing a $200 party, awesome. Of course, I'm going to take it. But I do not push that. I always push a higher party or a $350 party or whatever you want to push. Or another way to lead the conversation is, did you know that you can join and get your kit paid for right now? And then you can get your own discount on Scentsy. So you flip it by saying, hey, why don't you just join? You'll get a discount on that, or you'll probably get it for free and with your launch. And once they get in, get them hitting their first goals. And then 1 out of 3, statistics show, are going to want to push more because they're going to be proud of themselves. That's what happened to me. I was proud of myself. I was actually good at something besides being a mom and a wife. I had worked 100 jobs in my life, and I was never really good at anything. And I finally found something that I was sort of good at and that I could work on. Didn't have any experience, but I knew if I read enough books, I would be awesome, bomb daddy at it. So I'm going to leave you with this. So those are some things I do in my day. Now, of course, you know, it's always different, but those are things I do every single day. Like, they have to be done no matter what. I'm going to leave you with 2 things. Number 1 is something that Heidi said that really I picked up on. I think it was at reunion. She said, whatever you're doing, be 100% in it. And she was talking about, so if you are with your family, don't be on your phone. Don't be taking orders. I know sometimes it happens, but for the most part, love on them. Be with them. If you're with your friends, have a good time. Be with them 100%. If you are working your business, you make sure you can be in it 100% when you're doing it, okay? That has helped me immensely. Like I said, business hours for me helped me immensely because I hustled during those business hours, and then when I'm done, I'm done. I spend time with my family. I spend time with my friends because why? That brings me the most joy. Now, does Scentsy bring me joy? Yes. Does Scentsy piss me off sometimes? Yes. But for the most part, it brings me joy. And sometimes you have to find that joy and figure out what's in it for you and what's good for you. Another thing Orville said, I don't remember when he said this, but spend money you made last year. So a lot of us will start making more. Dude, I'm sweating. I got like lip sweat. I'm hardcore in this, man. Good thing I wore my good deodorant, not my hippie deodorant. I didn't want to be on the plane and people would be like, ooh, that girl, she put on hippie deodorant for sure because she stinks. So Orville said this in, I think it was reunion. Anyways, but you can't, I know the more money you make, the more you're going to want to spend, right? But I urge you guys to really simplify your lives and decide what you need to spend your money on that's really important. And let's say you made $1,000 a month or $500 a month with Scentsy last year. Only spend that and put everything else away or invest other things. And that way, you guys aren't stuck with debt that you don't need. Trust me, because when I started to make bigger money with Scentsy, we were spending left and right and buying things and new cars, and I stopped. And Josh asked me last week, he's like, why do you still shop at thrift stores? And I'm like, dude, I love thrift stores. That's me. Like, I love finding a deal. I love finding, I found him a pair of freaking, they were like Armani or something with tags on them for $7, dress pants he's going to wear on the cruise. I looked on Armani's website. They were $695 pants. Okay. People in DC are crazy. They will take their new clothes and with tags on them to the thrift store. And guys, why? I don't need to put on an air about myself. I don't need, the only thing I need to do is I need to get people to trust me and like me to join me. I don't need to drive a Rolls Royce and I Okay, so I have a big ring, but that's it. Like, that's the only big thing, and that was because I didn't buy it for myself. My husband bought it. Everything else is very simple. Does everybody want to live like this? No, I get it, and I'm cool with that. But at the same time, I believe that it'll bring us way more happiness if we simplify our lives, find what makes us happy, and get out of debt, and quit doing all these things just to make others happy, and do things to make us happy. Because your neighbor that got the new Cadillac that you want to, like, you know, or whatever, the new BMW that you feel like you need to one up, like, they don't really matter. You don't even like them probably. That's the funny part that I find in these people. They don't even like the person next to them that they're fighting with. And I read that, I think it was in Girl Wash Your Face, or maybe it was the book before that. But anyways, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I will see some of you guys in Barcelona in like 24 hours. I will see some of you guys in 72 hours when we board the ship. If you guys see me, come up and talk to me. Come give me a hug. Yes, maybe I might be in a rush, or maybe you changed your hair color and I don't remember you because I met you once and you were blonde, now you have red hair. Come up and introduce yourself. Hug me. I'm a hugger. Come say hi. Say hi to my husband. He's super shy and he really, like, needs for people to come and, you know, make him open up. Have fun with your business. Be kind. Share your light. That's all. Just know, if you guys want greatness, it's yours. If I did this when Scentsy was going through a dip in the beginning of my business, if I did this, can you imagine what you can do now? It is exciting. Please try your hardest. We only live life once, guys. Share your light. That's all you have to do. All right, guys. I love you. I'm so excited to go on this trip. If you haven't been on an incentive trip, earn one now, whatever it takes. I swear to you, it is worth it and it's awesome. All right. I'm out of here as soon as I figure out how to end this. I'm going to try to save it so the people that missed it can see it. Bye, guys.